quick little tidbit. Yeah. When you get to that point where you're actually aware of what's going on, flip it all around. And when you flip it all around and you're not as, don't play innocent anymore. Here's how you can appear innocent without verbalizing. You're minding your own business. You're doing your own thing. And you make note. So whenever that attack occurs, you can say things like, why are you mad? Or quickly, immediately say, right away, say, hey, why are you mad? Something's upsetting you. You can go with that never happened. Or think it's time for a change. You keep doing and saying that, or you can even really be a smart ass if they start talking about it and say, I'm having hearing issues. I can't hear you. And whenever, that'll make it really obviously known, is whenever they start mentioning, now I do that. Whenever they start mentioning this shit, I'm like, I can't hear you. I'm having hearing trouble. I got to go clean my ear out. That's a really good, obvious way to let them know you're not hearing what they're saying. They want you to jump. They want you to be jumpy and edgy towards what they're doing. And the way you'll make them actually see jumpy and edgy. So let them continue with their strategy. The communication side of it. Let them communicate. And look, the gaslighting stage, I can't tell you how long it lasts because I've been dealing with that stage for years. The exploitation comes from gaslighting too. And actually it'll come then from past the point of gaslighting into trafficking and forcing and lying. And by force, they'll take you down by force if they think they have to. And they will, to them they think they have to, because these people think that they're doing a justice to society. Again, that's another way they make you seem delusional, is always saying these people did it, they did it, or my family did it. Well, you cut your family out, you cut all your close acquaintances and friends off, so they're out of the equation. And there's 3 levels to this. You cut them out, those cancers are gone. Then you cut your family out, those cancers are gone. And before you cut them out, you let them know. You let them know, and you put that block up, put your guard up, and you let them know that is getting on your nerves. But you did it in a way that it's like here's a good way to think about it. Here's a good analogy. You've eaten plenty of food. You had 1 or 2 servings. So say you're at a dinner table. You had 1 or 2 servings of food, and you're like, okay, I'm done, or whatever. Well, the perpetrator's fuel, their food, is their attacks, is their gestures. It's their gaslighting. So you're done eating, and everyone can see that you're done eating. But the gaslighters and the narcissists are just wanting more and more food. They can't get enough. They have to keep stuffing their faces. Like, I need more. And you're sitting there looking at them. Give them that weird look. Make them feel uncomfortable. You're looking at them like, wow, they're really gluttonous. They just can't get enough. They have to keep eating and gorging this topic. They have to keep, let them feel like that. They're feeding on something that, and give them that feeling that they're beating something that is completely dead. It is all the way finished. There's no use. They're eating so much that at this point, it's not just so they can look better. It's that they are fat and their cheeks are starting to push out because of how fat they look. That's the look that you want to give them when they keep stuffing that topic and they keep feeding off of it, having a feeding frenzy. They're getting drunk off of the narcissistic supply, which it could just be you being around. Then if they know they can't get to you with it, they'll plan, they'll call, they'll tell the whole family about you, obviously, and they'll keep having a feeding frenzy on it. And then you duck them and give them that look like, sometimes I look at them, are you done yet? Have you had enough? Or you're having a bad day, aren't you? Say, that never happened. Why are you mad? That'll piss them off even more. Immediately when they start doing that, you can go in any direction. You can make note that look at them. Either you're eating too much. When they keep doing it, you're eating too much, but if they keep going with it. Well, whenever they bring it up, make note to change the topic and stare at them. Just give them that blank stare like they do you. Usually when they do this to the target, though, they keep rambling and looking around for validation. Like they're having a head, their head is doing a 360 degree and it's twisting, looking for validation. It's just, these sock puppet heads are twisting around, looking for something that can confirm that they might be onto something. They might be correct, because people like to be right. So they're going to look around hoping that they're correct. And if they don't see it with that 360 degree view, twisted pop head look, after you give them that gluttonous look, they keep stuffing their face, and it's to the point where they have food all over their face on this topic. They've got it on their shirt. They've got it all over their face. And then you push them, hey, same analogy. You push to make them feel awkward or weird, push the appetizer in front of their face. Be like, you can have that too. And they'll eat it. And then they'll really have a lot of food on them. And then they'll eat with their mouths open. That's how they carry themselves. Sucking their lips, chewing abnormally loud. Taking pictures and videos of their food. I always thought that was stupid when people did that on social media. It's kind of like their last ditch effort for validation. They're seeking so heavily for one validation that they need to put it on social media. And before they eat it, they might even get on, and while they're eating, and they're doing this stuff with their lips and their mouth, getting getting food everywhere. Water, drinks. You hand them a napkin, and they're still rummaging through that food. Just giving them a nap. Here, you give them all the napkins. You need all of it, man. Sometimes I'll say that, you can say that to them, well, I guess you needed all of it. No. Then they try to go back. No, you need all of it. You need all of it. You do. And sometimes those fat little kids fat short kid mentality will go on and take it. They'll feed on anything they can. These consumers. They consume, absorb, retaliate. And they're gluttonous on top of all that. It makes them feel entitled. And they can't get the validation. They want validation from you that you're wrong. Because if you believe them, you show any sort of eye contact or belief, and you carry on that conversation with them, you continue with the conversation that keeps repeating itself on constant repetition, it will not stop. Well, when they keep doing that, it makes them feel validated. It gives them a sense of worth, that what they've told you, everything was right, that you are the scapegoat that fit their mentality, that fit their last. It's classic, and they want to feel like that. Well, I got invited now to another family function from another different family, from a slut, a Philippine slut, and her family has disrespected me in every way. Well, they don't want you to work. Their beta male son that they have doesn't work. The woman wears the pants. His name is Kenny. So this little man has a little man syndrome. He's constantly frustrated and bald. Of course, he's upset that his wife probably cheats on him while he pounds his putt at home. There's no saving guys like that. Their family, they come from some sort of cult or some sort of, they come from some sort of weird group that feels like they mean something. And you really, man, you turn it all on them when they do this. It's going to happen to you wherever you go, because it's based primarily from the energetic, spiritual realm. And then on top of that, the people that possess these negative spirits and characteristics, well, they're going to then, they're going to do this. They could be notified. Yeah, we already know the sequence that goes on here. And it's interchangeable. It doesn't always have a direct meaning to it. It doesn't always have a direct path. But just know that it will repeat itself wherever you go, and you got to really be able to make these people obvious. Once you put them in that, you keep putting them in that corner, they're going to eventually they're going to have to fake it too to be nice to you. Because you're going to come face to face where you cut out all that shit, all that bullshit. And what else do they have to leverage? If you don't give them anything to feed, anything to eat off of and leverage currently, and they keep resurfacing the past, it is a last-ditch clown effort that they have. And they want you to make it, they want to make it seem so believable. Yeah. You don't have to believe these chumps. Don't let them know how intelligent you are. Dumb things down every time they want to talk. Change topics a lot on them. Talk about something way in left field that is not even relevant to what they're talking about. Or talk about things that they like only, to make them feel like the narcissists that they really are. That'll fuel their narcissistic supply. Really, you have to get away from them altogether. The king and queen narcs that are in your family, they're jealous of you. You're going to have to get away from them probably forever. And there's no shame with that. You just have to do what you got to do. You got to get away from the clown show, from the feeding frenzy that they're gonna leverage. And they keep, now with me, they keep leveraging false statements from right currently. So I keep gauging them and engaging, and I'm not really engaging with them. I keep changing the topic. I almost immediately I hear the word paranoid, I change the topic, and they shut down. I shut them down pretty quick. They don't have anything to go off of anymore. They don't have anything. They don't have anything to the only things they have are the past, lies, and slander. And putting stuff in your food. Get a lockbox or something. Get it and put it in there. I have one of those now. You can put some sandwiches and stuff, soups, canned goods in there. And keep the key on you everywhere, wherever you go. On your keychain, which is what I'm going to do when I get a vehicle. This state, the people in this community, they will not allow me to have a vehicle even. Every time I get a vehicle, they're loosening stuff up. There's something wrong with, I'll get the car and it's like clockwork. Within a couple weeks, there's issues. Even though I haven't made an effort to really drive it anywhere. I go from here to LA Fitness, but yet that guy over there that's not targeted can have a 1998 Ford Chevy with the suspension's all fucked up, everything's all bent and twisted and rusted out. He's still had that car for probably 5, 6, 7 years. I've seen him here. 8 years. I've gone through 4 or 5 vehicles in the same time. That guy's had the 98 cars that were 12, 13, 14, 15 years newer than that vehicle with way less mileage. I drove about the same, if not less, or about the same, maybe a little more, not much, than this man. And that's what will happen to your vehicle. I mean, if it just depends on the level of your targeting. There's some people they will not allow to have a vehicle in certain areas. If you do get the vehicle, have a plan before you get it to get out of Dodge, out of that vicinity. And actually, I would advise that you don't buy the vehicle, and because you already know what's going to happen, so don't buy the vehicle in the state that this is happening from, because people are being contacted before you get there. They are, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can start hacking. Like I said, jamming signals, cellular signals is illegal. They want to say that the only way you can get into a cell tower's data, and there's not telling how many cell towers and cell phones, because once it's deleted out of cell phone, it's not backed up. Then you'd have to get into the cell tower for archives and records, or the cell phone company, whoever their cellular provider is. If you have their number, and I have some of these clowns' numbers, you can do that. But you have to have a viable case, and they're making it impossible for you to have a viable case. They're covering their tracks and what have you. So with that, I'm going to sign off here. Have a good day. Merry Christmas to you.